All right, so I've gotten 1,000 questions from the last video we did on kind of my gear that I'm going to take into the woods with me this year. I've gotten a bunch of questions in the comment section of people asking me what kind of close line I'm going to run through this year. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through my early season gear from September to the first half, middle of October, what I'm going to be running through this year up until we get into the later season part of the year, because that's a kind of a completely different set of gear. But for right now, from September to October, I'm going to run through everything that I'm going to be wearing and using throughout that season. So going over through my first set of clothes, I'll be wearing Kuiu camo all season this season. And what I have here is the Peloton, the 118 LS Crew shirt. It's in the Valo color. So it is a really, really, really thin material for heat. When you get out and you go out there and it's 90 degrees, 75 degrees, it's a real breathable long sleeve shirt, and just keeps the mosquitoes, that long sleeve. I like wearing long sleeve in the early season because my blood type, mosquitoes love me, and they like to peck on me a little bit. So that just covers up my arms and everything else. I'll use this for a base layer getting into like the first half of October. You get into the 60s and 50s. I'll use this lightweight base layer. It ain't kind of weighing me down, anything like that. And then moving on through that, what I'll probably use the most is their LS hoodie. It is the real thin synthetic material. It's got a real thin, what I really like about this is this has got a really thin hood. This is in the black. This is what I'll be wearing when I'm hunting inside of a blind. I have another one in the Valo color. We'll be taking it down south with us. I'll be wearing it. Same thing with mosquitoes. It's got this hood on it, keeps mosquitoes off my neck, off my head, my ears, keeps them from buzzing in my ears. They can't get me. I won't be swatting. And it's got little slits in the hand right here for you to put your thumb in, so it covers up the top half of my hand so mosquitoes won't be biting my hand, nothing like that. What I do like about this hoodie with such thin material on it is that I've wore thicker material hoodies, and whenever I shoot a hinge release. Whenever I shoot, it feels like my hand's pulled away from my face from it, so I really can't get a good anchor in there. With this super thin material, when I anchor in, I can't even tell it's there. So it's running through and I can execute my shot that way. Same thing, we get into the later part of the season, mid-October, later October, I'm going to be wearing that Peloton shirt, and I'll be wearing this LS series hoodie. I'll be running it as a kind of two base layer system, and then run my other layers, my jackets and stuff on top of that. Your basic undies, I wear a synthetic underwear. It's very breathable. You get hot, you boys get to sweating. We don't need that. We need to breathe, boys. We got to have breathability, so I wear synthetic underwear for that. With my socks and everything, my socks during the early season are synthetic breathable socks. I'll just get synthetic socks, athletic socks from Amazon, something like that. Really don't blow a lot of money on socks. We get into the later part of the year, I'll switch that out for wool socks. Sometimes I'll do a synthetic with a wool over top of that. Sometimes I'll just do a synthetic and I'll wear a electronic sole, foot sole, to adjust the temperature in my boots. That way, when you sweat, you perspirate, then your feet get cold. If you wear a thinner sock, you get breathability, you don't sweat, you don't get cold, and then whenever I get into the stand, if I feel my feet's getting a little bit cold, like they always do, from your fingers to your toes is the first thing to get cold, I'll wear them heated soles. Going on to my pants. This is the woven katana pant in the Valo. And what it is, a really It's kind of a thinner material, very breathable. It's got all the pockets that I need in it. It's still in the Valo camo. So I got pockets over here I can put in there. It's got holes inside the pockets for breathability. And then talk about the boys getting sweaty. We need air. They got this whole long pocket right here. It's just a slit. You can get some air on them boys, son. You can get some air on them. Get that circulation. Rinse some of that stank out. But you got your pockets over here on the side, your basic pockets here. Then you got your side pockets down your leg. Right there you can hang stuff in. This is a synthetic material. On the inside, it's kind of a soft wool material on the inside of that. Very breathable, got a bunch of holes in there, you can be breathable. I can wear this from September all the way to the middle of October and be fine. So I'm not really running, you know, something too complicated for early season. I try to keep everything as simple as possible. I'll wash these. I'm trying Scent Thief this year. I'll wash these in Scent Thief. What I'll do with that is I have a cooler, and I'll just put all these clothes in the cooler. I'll get the water hose from the outside tap, bathroom, whatever, fill that cooler up, put about 2 or 3 ounces of Scent Thief in there. I'll stir them up, mix them up real good, just really hand wash them really good. Close the lid, let it sit there for about 30 minutes. Go back out, agitate everything up again a second time, let it sit for another 30 minutes, go out, drain the water, rinse my clothes off, and then hang them outside and let them air dry. Once they get just about done with the air dry, then I'm going to take the Scent Thief spray and then I'll spray over top of them. And what I keep them in, Amazon, it is a vacuum storage bag. That's what it's called. I'll leave a link in the description or the comment section, description below for this. I think it was 20 bucks. You get 20 bags. And what this is they have a cap on them, and they're a vacuum seal. It comes with a little hand pump like this. And a lot of them have this knob right here. So what they do, once I get all my clothes in there, it's got this little vacuum tab right here. I'll go through and close it up like that. Run that, pinching it, run it down till it stops, and then I'm going to take my cap off. So once I take my cap off, it's got threads on the cap. You take your pump, thread your pump down, and just like a bicycle tire, it takes a couple pumps of it. I'll just take my cap off. It's got a rubber seal on it, so nothing happens. I'll put my cap back on. And then once I put my cap back on, right there, they're compressed together. There's no air coming into it. I didn't get this very flat, but what I will do is it just makes it so much easier for storage. You ain't got any scent coming into your clothes. It is a cheap, it's an affordable way to keep it scent free. You don't have to have an ozone closet or nothing like that. I have had no air get into it whatsoever. If I get done hunting, what I'm going to do with these clothes is I'm going to go through, if I haven't shot a deer or anything like that, going hunting the next day, I'll scent spray them down one more time with Scent Thief, whatever kind of field spray you're using. Let that field spray dry on it for a little bit. Then I'll take it and put it inside this and vacuum it. If you do not let that scent spray dry down, you're going to get condensation on the inside of this, which isn't a bad thing, but it can create dampness. And if you're going into the later season with a little bit of dampness, it's going to cause you to get cold. So if you're going into the later season with it, lightly spray it down, let it dry, and then go through and put it inside your bag and vacuum seal it so you don't get any condensation and you don't get cold. Now going over to my boots, and the boots that I'll be using this year is Ridgecut Tough Wear boots. These are kind of like a TSC brand. A boot, they look a lot like just your standard muck boot kind of looking boot. They got 2 holes up here. You can hang them, do whatever you want. They got a real slim fitting, tight fitting around your calves, and it's got a longer rubber end up here going up your calf. That way water doesn't come up there and get inside your boots. These are not really thick insulated boots. They're early season boots. They're very lightweight boots. So I'll wear them up until, I think they were like $79, $75 at TSC for those. I'm going to try them out. It's the first year having them. They're really comfortable boots. And I'll wear those up through the middle of October, even probably into November. I don't like having heavy boots on. I like having light boots. So like I said, the less that I sweat, the more comfortable I'm going to be, the warmer I'm going to be. So I'll run my heated insoles in those with synthetic socks. And if my feet start to get a little bit cold, I'll just tap my remote on them heated soles. You can call me a pansy, whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to do. When I was a kid, I played out in the snow a little too long, and I just about got frostbite. So it doesn't take much for my hands and my feet to get cold. I don't like wearing gloves when I hunt, so I'll do my jackets. I'll go through and put them in my pockets and just kind of keep them in my pockets. Or I got some battery-operated hand warmers. I'll put them in there. Just make sure my hands are as warm as possible, so I can work my release and execute a good shot. But as far as early season, I don't have to worry about that. All I got to worry about is not sweating and creating scent. So that's the gear that I'm going to be running this year. That's my clothes, everything that I kind of break down. It's a short video. I don't run too complicated of a system for early season. I really don't run too complicated of a system for late season either. Just my early season stuff ends up becoming my base layers. I know Kuiu's a little bit more on the expensive side, but any hunting clothes that you choose, go through and get a good system. Whether it's Kuiu, whether it's First Light, whether it's any kind of other camo gear that you want to buy, Sidco, whatever. Just make sure you get a good system. Make sure that you stay warm. It's an investment. If you take care of your hunting clothes, everybody wants to go buy a bunch of hunting clothes every year. Just go ahead and spend the money, spend the investment, get good hunting clothes. Most of them have finance, and understand the working man, you can't spend $1,400 some dollars on hunting clothes. I'm not spending $1,400 on any freaking hunting clothes. That's outrageous. I'm not doing that. But if you spend $500 to $600, you just get you a good, simple system, stuff that actually works, stuff that's going to keep you warm, not going to make you sweat. Spend that investment, take care of them, and they'll last you a lifetime. So that's my gear. That's what I'm going to run for the whitetail woods for this year, for early season, and we'll recap in through later season what I'll be running for later season coming into the end of October, November, and December's way. But that's my gear, guys. I'll see you in the next video.